Imagine a place lost to the modern world, an island shrouded in mist where time stands still. Here, evolution took a different path, creating a world that shouldn't exist. Giants still roam, but these aren't the dinosaurs from museums. There's something stranger, shaped by isolation and desperation. This island is a living relic, a window into a past that never truly ended. For millions of years it was hidden, a myth whispered by sailors who never returned. Nature ruled unchecked, and in this isolation a brutal drama unfolded. When we first set foot here, it felt like stepping back 66 million years. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth, and giant ferns towered overhead. Strange insects buzzed, and the calls of unknown creatures echoed through the jungle. Every shadow held a threat, every rustle could signal a hunter. The ground trembled with the footsteps of colossal beings. We were intruders in a kingdom of monsters, a world of savage beauty and constant peril. This was a lost chapter of Earth's history, never meant for human eyes. Evolution here took a dark turn. On this island, dinosaurs ate their own kind. Cannibalism wasn't the exception, it was the rule. The story of this island is one of survival, hunger, and life at its most raw. Here, the line between predator and prey is blurred. Every day is a battle, and only the ruthless survive. This is the island where the past never died, where monsters still reign, and where the ultimate taboo became a way of life. The island was born from fire. A volcanic eruption thrust it from the sea, isolating life in a prison of rock and jungle. Dinosaurs, stranded by fate, faced a harsh new world with no escape. Isolation drove their evolution, forcing them to adapt or perish. The environment was unforgiving, long droughts, torrential rains, and scarce food. Only the strongest and most ruthless survived. Here, evolution bent the rules. Herbivores shrank, predators grew desperate. Hunger was a constant reshaping behavior and bodies. Predators became opportunists, eating anything they could overpower. Cooperation vanished. Aggression was rewarded. The ultimate taboo emerged, cannibalism. With nowhere to run and little to eat, predators began to see their own kind as prey. This was nightmare evolution, a dark experiment by nature. The island's pressure cooker forged monsters. Survival meant turning on your own. The line between hunter and hunted blurred. Cannibalism became a brutal solution to scarcity, the island's legacy, a world where desperation rewrote the rules of life. Here, evolution's darkest path became the only way forward. On this island, survival meant eating your own kind, and so the cycle of violence began. At the top of this savage world stood Insulosaurus rex, the island lizard king. Leaner and faster than its mainland cousins, it was a predator perfected by hardship. Camouflaged in jungle shadows, its eyes burned with cold intelligence and hunger. Its roar was a weapon, a declaration of absolute power. When prey vanished, it turned on its own kind. Battles between these giants were brutal and frequent. The loser wasn't just defeated, it was devoured. We witnessed two massive males clash, their bodies scarred from past fights. The victor wasted no time feeding on its fallen rival. Cannibalism was not a last resort, it was a way of life. The island lizard king ruled through violence and hunger. Every encounter was a fight for survival. The strongest ate, the weak became the meal. This was the law of the island, written in blood and bone. Here, even the king was never safe. Power was fleeting and hunger was eternal. The reign of the cannibal king was a reign of terror. On this island, the only certainty was that the strong would feed on the weak, and the cycle would begin again. Cannibalism was woven into the fabric of life here. It began before birth. Eggs were vulnerable to hungry adults, even their own parents. Hatchlings faced danger from the moment they emerged, often preyed upon by their own kind. Hunger drove adults to eat their young when food was scarce. This grim necessity ensured only the fittest survived to breed again. The island's limited resources created a feast or famine world. During droughts, predators turned on each other. Cannibalism removed rivals and provided a vital meal. Over generations, this behavior became instinct. The most aggressive cannibalistic dinosaurs survived and passed on their traits. Violence became encoded in their DNA. The island bred a race of cannibals. Survival demanded it. Here, eating your own kind was not just a response to hunger, it was the ultimate adaptation. On this island, cannibalism was the key to survival. The bones tell the story, scarred, broken and healed. Fossilized remains of island lizard kings are covered in deep bite marks matching their own species. These weren't just battle wounds, they were feeding marks. Some fossils even contain the bones of juveniles inside adult stomachs. The evidence is irrefutable. Cannibalism was routine. Old scars show survivors of violent encounters lived to fight again. Almost no adult reached old age without bearing the marks of cannibalistic fights. Every day was a struggle, not just against prey, but against their own kind. The fossils are a silent testament to a life of hardship and violence. They reveal a world where hunger drove dinosaurs to extremes. The bones don't lie, they record a history of desperation. Each scar is a chapter in the island's brutal story. The reign of the cannibal dinosaurs is written in bone. Their legacy is one of survival at any cost. The echoes of their violence still haunt the stones. The island lizard king wasn't the only cannibal here. Smaller predators, raptors, also turned on their own. These wolf-sized hunters, cunning and vicious, fought for every scrap. Injured or weak pack members became easy meals. Loyalty was a luxury no one could afford. Fossils show raptors died together, their bones bearing the marks of cannibalistic frenzies. Even nests weren't safe. Adults sometimes ate their own chicks to ensure others survived. Cannibalism infected every level of the food chain. It was a symptom of a stressed, desperate ecosystem. The island was a pressure cooker and cannibalism was the release. Here, the line between hunter and hunted was razor thin. Survival meant sacrifice, sometimes of your own kind. On this island, desperation ruled all. This island's story is a chilling lesson in survival. The cannibal dinosaurs weren't evil, they were products of a brutal environment. Evolution here was relentless, rewarding only the ruthless. Cannibalism may have been more common among dinosaurs than we thought. The island is an extreme example, but its lessons echo beyond its shores. Isolated, resource-poor habitats can drive life to desperate extremes. The balance of nature is fragile. When it breaks, chaos follows. The story forces us to reconsider what we know about prehistoric life. It's a reminder of the raw survival instinct in all creatures, including us. When pushed to the edge, what are we capable of? The island's echoes remind us of the thin veneer of civilization. Nature's ancient forces still shape our world and ourselves. The Lost World's lesson, survival at any cost, is a story as old as life itself.